Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Senio. Um, hey, so I want to talk about something today that's important, especially for business folks. Well, in fact, it's important for every aspect of life, of course, like most things are in personal development. But especially if you're trying to start a business, or you're trying to get up more in management in your current job. If you're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or if you're in personal development like I am, and you're on a team and you're trying to get more traction with people, and you're trying to help people get to where you are or get beyond, and help them change their lives and so forth for the better. So four things that people really, for some reason, need to have, but they don't quite know how to, get it, is trust, respect, admiration, and loyalty. Okay, so those are some of the four things that I want to talk about today. Just real quick, grab a pen and paper, write this stuff down, or you can, of course, revisit the video, in a later time, and reabsorb this stuff. So I just want to kind of tackle these things because it's really imperative to have that kind of character. Okay, and a lot of us, we look at some of these gurus and people we really admire. They seem like they've got it all together and stuff like that. And you're thinking, how do they get that kind of following? How do they, have that kind of a business where people actually listen to them, and they're an influence to people? Because they have gained trust, respect, admiration, and loyalty. Okay, there's nothing different from them. They put their pants on one leg at a time, and they eat and go to the bathroom and sleep just like the rest of us. Okay, they're all human, but they put some things into action that cause their character to grow in such a way that they can gain these things. So let's talk about that. Okay, so the first one, let's talk about trust. How do you gain trust with people? Well, you gain trust through integrity. Okay, integrity, that's a big thing. Got to have integrity. We tend to judge ourselves, okay, by, our intentions, our innermost motivations to do something, our intentions, the innermost motivations of our heart, okay? And then we end up getting judged by other people by our actions. Okay, and we do the same thing with others. I mean, it's a human condition. This is human nature. Nobody knows the heart but God. Okay, nobody can tell you what you believe in your heart and what your secret thoughts are. Okay, we can only judge, with actions. And so we tend to get judged by actions, and what that means is, we say, well, I meant good, but I did bad. I meant to do good and it didn't work out. I made a mistake, or I failed, or fumbled around, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's talk about integrity. How do you get integrity? Well, here's the meaning of integrity. Integrity means to operate out of a single set of morals, ethics, and values. A single set of morals, ethics, and values. Being constant. Okay, constant. What that means is people know where you stand, and they can trust you. Okay, people, if people know you deeply, and they know you stand where you stand on a certain subject, whether they disagree or agree, they know that you're not going to flop around switching sides and doing something out of character for yourself. Okay, you have the deepest set of morals, ethics, and values. Okay, people that know me deeply, my very close friends, they know that I would probably never go kill somebody on purpose, right? I'm not that kind of guy. They know that underneath all this, I'm a big ball of mush. Okay, but they also know that, if threatened my family or something like that, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay, so that's a character that I have. And my friends know that that's a value of mine. I greatly value human life. I respect people, and I want to bless people. I care for people. Okay, so it would be very out of character, out of my integrity zone, to go and just start, hurting people out of the blue. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, so people need to know where you stand, and that you're consistent. That is integrity. and that will gain you trust. Okay, that will gain you trust. And just so that you know, we all break our own integrity, people. We all make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you meant to and shoulda, woulda, coulda, or whatever. It just means that we're human, and that's okay. We're not quite perfect yet, and that's fine. There's forgiveness, and you know what? With that integrity, you simply, if you break it, okay, you just own up to it. Just own up to it, okay? The biggest mistake people make and why they lose trust in people is because they turn around and lie, or they try to cover it up because they're too ashamed to just go, yeah, man, I made that mistake, shoot. Forgive me, please. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to make that mistake, and I'm not trying to make it again. We're moving forward, okay? And people respect that because they know you're going to fail. You're always going to disappoint somebody. But when you mess up, okay, when you break your own integrity and do something out of character, you just own up to it. Yeah, I did that, and I'm learning from it. Perfect. Okay, and people will say, okay, well, I know he's not a liar. He owns up to his mistakes. You know what? I respect people that can do that. I have a hard time doing it. It's not easy. It breaks our pride and our ego, but we do it, and actually that is something that reinforces people's trust in you because they know you're going to make a mistake. Everybody's human, but just own up to it, and they can feel confident and know that you're at least consistent in that, okay? And they'll be able to trust you, okay? How about respect? How do we gain respect, okay? How do we gain respect? Well, respect, people can respect you when you have an excellence. You acquire excellence in every area of your life. Now, that sounds exhausting, I know. That sounds exhausting, but what that really is that's a character thing. Your character, your mindset is the hardest thing to change, believe it or not, because then once you get that going, it changes your actions and changes your habits and changes your life and all that stuff. But it starts with the inward character, and to have that spirit of excellence in you, okay, that is a divine thing, okay? So, we have the Spirit of God in us. We are made in His image. We are made to be excellent. We are made to be conquerors. We were created to reign on this earth and have a great time doing it and enjoy ourselves and love everybody and all these kind of great things. And you know what? That's why people go out into space. That's why we have a spirits of excellence in man. Okay, this is our nature. Now, some people lack that because of, whatever, maybe they weren't, reading the right books, or their families kind of put them down, or they, grew up in poverty and have that poverty mindset, and that kind of spirit has been choked out of them. But you can re-tap that spirit of excellence. Start dreaming again, right? That you want to have a life of excellence, okay? Having that life of excellence, what that means is, you live up to the expectations that you set for yourself, okay? So don't set your expectations too low. Set them in that sweet spot. I talked about that the other day. If you want to have, 15,000 friends that are amazing, and you've got one friend, that might be a little high of a jump. But if you can say, hey, I'm going to get me some excellent friends, 5 excellent friends, okay? That is a sweet spot. You can believe it with all your heart, but it's out of your comfort zone, okay? So, strive for excellence in every part of your life. But start right here. Start right here. Okay, don't try to say I want an excellent material lifestyle, and then you go put yourself in debt to go buy a $300,000 Maserati or something, and then, well, that's not excellent. That's debt, and that's gonna suck. Okay, so that's not the guy. Don't be superficial. We're talking about a character thing. Deep inside your motives, your why. I want to be excellent. I want to provide for my family the best I can. I dream of this and taking a vacation every year. And you begin to become excellent, okay? You begin to surround yourself with people who encourage you in your excellence, okay? And so that will gain you actual respect. When people see that you're putting your all into whatever you're doing, they're going to respect you, even if they don't agree with it. I just saw a video on YouTube. This guy from like Pakistan or something is trying to be break the record of having the beard that lifts the most weight. Okay, he's got this beard right there, and his wife's like, "Oh my God, you're crazy," but he's like, this, I can do this, and this is what I want to be the best at. And he practices, and he gets his body in shape and his beard in shape and everything. You know what? People respect him for that. They may think, oh, that's silly. That's a silly thing in life to do. That does nothing for your life. Well, you know what? It's his dream, and he is becoming the best at what he does. He has a passion for it, and he is excellent in that area. And you know what? He's got a huge following of people who respect him. Okay, maybe they won't respect him in business, or like, work in the stock exchange or something, but they respect him for his health and his mental faculties of determination. Okay, that guy has some respect, okay, because he's working at a thing that he's becoming excellent at. Okay, so that's a funny story. Okay, how about admiration? Okay. We want people to admire us, especially men. Admiration and respect is a big thing. Even the Bible talks about it, for men to love your wives and for wives to respect your husbands. Everybody needs love, and every person needs respect. But come on, guys. Sometimes that we actually would rather have the respect than the love, which is not healthy, by the way. We need every person, every human, man, woman, child needs everything. But how do you get into admiration? If you want people to follow you and stuff, you do need people to, you want people to admire you. Okay, you want people to look up to you and say, you are an influence in my life. You have spoken something that blesses my life. Thank you so much for it. With admiration, comes gratitude, and we want people to feel grateful for our lives. Okay, so how do we get that admiration? Well, optimism and positivity. If you walk into a room and you have a scowl on your face, okay, and you're short with people, or you're angry, okay, or you just don't want to be bothered and you're giving off this vibe of like, just stay away from me, okay, that's the opposite. Nobody's going to admire you. Nobody's going to respect you. Nobody's even going to trust you. Nobody wants to even get near you because you're just off-putting. You're just negative and off-putting, and that's a turnoff. Okay, so contrast that to, hey, if you walk into a room, and it could be an elevator, it could be a doctor's office, it could be your office, it can be the office of your employer, whatever, and you're smiling and you're welcoming, you're giving that vibe of come into me. Well, you're welcome to talk to me, and you're spouting out, hey, good morning, and things like that. Boom, you automatically have a measure of admiration. People are going to be like, hey, good morning. That's a measure of admiration. We may not think about it, we may take it for granted, but that is admiration, and you keep doing that, and you're going to be known as the optimist, the positive dude, the one who walks into a room, or gal, the one who walks into a room and lights it up just by your smile, just by standing up straight and walking tall, and blessing people as you go and say, hey, good morning, how are you? Hey, those are nice shoes. Hey, that's a cool coffee cup, or whatever. You know what? You interact. And what does that mean? Positivity and optimism equals likable. Okay? Negative equals nobody wants to hang around you, everybody hates you. Positive equals likable. Okay? So you want admiration, be positive, be optimistic. Again, that's all in here. If you kind of are naturally a pessimistic person, you got to start changing this right here. The battle's in between the ears. But then you become more positive, seeing the bright side of people, seeing the bright side of life, okay? This is biblical, people, okay? You want to live a life where people can admire you, trust you, respect you, and things? Start seeing them as a blessing, as people that you want to interact with. The smile, they say, a smile can turn a person's day around. Okay, I watched a Hallmark movie. I think it was a couple months ago. I think it was like Christmas time or something. And it's a Hallmark movie. I love romantic comedies, and Hallmark is, they're pretty good. So there you go. I'm out there. But anyways, I don't mind. I like Hallmark films. Okay, and there's this one where this gal. She was a personal shopper for business people and stuff like that, would get their suits and everything like that. Well, she had to cover, a gal was in pregnancy, and she was at that time of about to be delivering, and so she had to take her pregnant leave. And she was a personal shopper for this big, young, handsome CEO guy who had no time for anything, had a kid, did he have a kid? No, he didn't have a kid. She had a kid. But anyways, he was like, hey, I'm young. And, he was just all about business, all about business. Gray suits, nothing with flair, And so this gal, who's a personal shopper over here, she had to cover for the lady who was on pregnant leave, and she became the personal shopper for this CEO guy. And you know what? She walked into the room, and I loved how they portrayed this, because she walked into the office entryway of this huge, New York building or whatever. And she goes up to the receptionist, and the receptionist is just like, yes, can I help you? It's a girl, but, the woman, not my voice, but, yeah, can I help you? Just like everybody else, she wasn't really happy with her day. And she says, yeah, I'm here to, see this CEO guy, and I'm his new personal assistant, a personal shopper or whatever. And, she goes, okay, please have a seat. He'll be with you when he can. And she goes, I really like your cups back there. This woman was observant. She looked for things to compliment people for. Okay, the lady's hair was, whatever, you don't want to mock people. But she said, I enjoy your cups back there. And she says, oh, well, thanks. That's the cups that the bosses give me, that the CEO gives me every Christmas and every birthday, and I really don't like them. And you know what, this woman, she says, well, they're very, they may not be unique, but at least he cares and stuff. And she gave this woman a compliment and made her smile. Just by paying attention to a few little details and complimenting and mentioning them very nicely, very, casually. And that woman began to smile, and instantly that woman became likable. The receptionist liked that woman, and they had a great friendship and everything. And the personal shopper made note of that lady didn't like cups. And so when she got the next, when she was the personal shopper for this guy, and her birthday and Christmas time and all that came up, she learned about this lady a little bit just by paying attention and talking to her, making her smile, and found out something she really does enjoy, okay? Like a certain book. And she went out and bought this certain book, and she did that for everybody, and the whole business turned around. So anyways, you could take it as far as you want, but pay attention to people's bright sides. Look at things to compliment them. You will be the optimist in the room. You will bring people a smile, and you will automatically become likable. And that will get you admiration, and that will lead into, respect. They'll be able to see your integrity and so forth and all that. Okay, so moving on, loyalty. How do we gain loyalty? Okay, loyalty is a big one, okay? Loyalty, and this might be painful for some people, because again, you're not looking out for number one, you're looking out for others. If you want to gain loyalty, you must serve other people. You must serve people below you, and you must serve people above you. Not that you're a slave, okay? Not that they can order you around and treat you like dirt. That's not what I'm talking about. You're a human being. You know what? You deserve respect and gratitude and compensation and everything for your work. But when you serve people, it's out of a different heart, and they can see that. What that really means is consider others before yourself. Okay, now if you want to be a blessing to others, you first have to have received the blessing. So don't mix that up. You have to actually be blessed. And so again, you want to be a blessing, you have to change your mind. Okay, you have to change your mind, and you have to become that person inside that can give to others what you have outside. So, but when you're serving people and helping them, maybe that means, your boss, you notice that he's working late and you're not, maybe you can, hey, you know what, do you need some help? You need me to help you? Maybe you're trying to get a mentor, okay, and the mentor's busy and stuff. Well, maybe you can go, to the meetings and help that person set up. You're making FaceTime with that person. You're serving them and helping them, get things together and blessing their lives. Even if it's just a little bit, people are going to notice. So you serve people. You consider others before yourself, okay? And that will gain you loyalty. It's all about being selfless Not selfish, me, but selfless. You. And guess what? People think, oh, I'm going to get exhausted and stuff. You will get exhausted if you don't have the right motive, okay? The right intention in your heart. But when you have the right intention, I'm telling you, it works like magic. People notice the little things eventually, and that all comes back to you. What you plant will grow up and produce like its own kind. And you'll have people wanting to serve you and wanting to admire you and wanting to spend time with you, and you'll be an influence to them, okay? So check it out. I mean, you see business owners business goes up and down. How do they stay on top of things? Okay? How do they do that? They create a sense of loyalty with their employees, loyalty with their group, their team members, or whatever it is that you're doing in life. Okay? Times are rough sometimes, okay? It's not easy going through this life. It's going to have up and downs. It's going to have tests and trials. But the reason why people are loyal is because you serve them. It's about them. It's about them. What are you going to do for me? What is in it for me? This is what's in it for you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to serve you. I'm going to lift you up above myself. And you know what? Business will go up and down, but the people will stick with you. The people will stick with you through thick and thin, hell or high water. And eventually when you get back up again, these people admire you, trust you, and respect you, and are loyal to you all the more. Okay, so I hope this helps. Super amazing info that I learned just recently myself. Some people do this kind of automatically and things, but for the rest of us, when we're like trying to, if you're more equation, give me the math equation and stuff, this will help you. Okay, so work on these things. Get yourself a mentor, see what they're doing, and, begin to work on this right here, okay? So I hope you guys, enjoy this. I hope it's effective and powerful in your life. Put it to practice, and you're going to gain, trust, respect, admiration, and loyalty from people around you, okay? So take care. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.